You can do everything right. Eat clean, train hard, track every calorie, and still end up exactly where you started. Not because you lack discipline, not because you're lazy, but because your brain was never designed for modern weight loss. When you try to lose weight, something strange happens. Two people can follow the exact same diet, eat the same foods, even exercise the same way, and still get completely different results. One person feels in control. The other feels like they're fighting their own body every single day. So the real question isn't, why do diets fail? The real question is, why does the brain fight weight loss in the first place? And the answer has almost nothing to do with discipline. Something strange happens. Your body doesn't cooperate. It resists. Your metabolism slows down. Hunger hormones increase. Cravings get louder. And suddenly, the process feels like a fight against your own biology. Your body doesn't care about aesthetics. It doesn't care about beach season, social media, or numbers on a scale. Your body only cares about one thing: survival. And that's why most diets fail long term. Not because people quit, but because biology pushes back. The harder you try to control your body, the more your body tries to regain control. Now here's the interesting part. Japan has one of the lowest obesity rates in the world, around 4.5%. That's almost 10 times lower than in many Western countries. And yet, rice, noodles, and even snacks are part of daily life. There's no obsession with gyms, no extreme dieting culture, no constant battle with calories. So what's the difference? It's not genetics. Japanese and Western genes are extremely similar. It's not motivation, it's not discipline, and surprisingly, it's not willpower. The difference is design. So let's turn this into an experiment. For the next few minutes, don't try to learn. Just observe. Think of this as a 1% lab test. Small inputs, measurable shifts. Because sometimes the smallest changes in environment create the biggest changes in behavior. In the West, we rely on self-control. We try to fight temptation with discipline. But in Japan, behavior is shaped by environment. And neuroscience confirms something fascinating. Your surroundings influence your actions far more than your intentions. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. Habit 1. Taste is trained. Most people believe taste is fixed, that we either like healthy food or we don't. But that's not how the brain works. Taste adapts. If you slowly reduce stimulation, your brain recalibrates. Sugar becomes too sweet. Ultra-processed food becomes overwhelming. And real food starts to taste better. So here's a simple observation exercise. Look around you right now. At your desk, at your kitchen counter. What is the first food item you see? If it's a snack, the battle is already lost. The invisible system suggests something powerful. If you have to open a cupboard to reach a snack, you are already 50% less likely to eat it. So move that snack inside a drawer. One small environmental shift can change hundreds of tiny decisions. Habit 2. Environment beats willpower. Your brain always chooses the easiest option, not the smartest option, not the healthiest one, the easiest one. So instead of fighting your environment, design it. Make the healthy option the obvious option. Here's a simple way to understand this. Imagine walking into a supermarket. Hungry. Not starving, just a little hungry. Your brain suddenly notices something strange. Bright packaging. Sugar. Salt. Fat. Thousands of signals designed to trigger one thing: consumption. Now imagine the same brain in a small traditional food market. Vegetables, fish, rice. Simple ingredients. Nothing engineered to hijack your attention. Same brain, different environment, completely different behavior. That's the invisible system in action. Your decisions don't start with willpower. They start with what your brain sees first. And neuroscience explains exactly why this happens. Your brain has something called an energy-saving bias. It constantly looks for the easiest possible action, the least resistance, the fastest reward. So if junk food is visible, your brain registers it instantly as the easiest reward. No thinking required, no discipline required. But if the healthy option is the easiest one, your brain follows that path instead. Not because you suddenly became more motivated, but because the system changed. And this is the real secret behind cultures that stay naturally slim. They don't rely on heroic discipline. They rely on invisible design. Habit 3. The completion illusion. Your brain tracks something surprising when you eat. It doesn't track calories. It tracks completion. When a plate is empty, the brain registers closure. That's why smaller portions often create the same satisfaction, with less food. Habit 4. Rhythm calms cravings. Irregular eating patterns confuse the brain. Random meals, random snacks, chaotic timing. And chaos creates impulsivity. But predictable meals create stability. Hormones regulate. Cravings soften. Energy stabilizes. Habit 5. Natural movement. In many Western cultures, movement means workouts. But in healthier cultures, movement is simply part of daily life. Walking, standing. Small movements repeated all day. Your metabolism responds better to frequent motion than to occasional intense effort. Habit 6. Attention while eating. Most people eat while scrolling, working, or watching something. But attention changes digestion. When you slow down, your body has time to register fullness. And suddenly, you need less food to feel satisfied. But the real shift isn't physical. It's cognitive. When you stop fighting your body and start designing for it, healthy behavior stops feeling like effort. It starts feeling natural. Not something you force, something you embody. So here's your 1% lab assignment. Pick just one habit. Apply it for 7 days. No optimization, no perfection, just observation. Observe your cravings. Observe your energy. Observe how much effort it actually takes. Because the goal isn't motivation. The goal is data. Data over motivation. And if you're curious how small cognitive shifts can outperform massive discipline, the next video breaks down something surprising. Why 5 hours of sleep can sometimes feel better than 8 when the brain is aligned. Click the next video and continue the 1% lab.